All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks so much better, doesn't it? Oh my God, the old iPhone SE. All right. The old iPhone, the trusty iPhone SE looks so much better than the, fancy pants goddamn webcam. Oh my God, doesn't it look so much better? And now the damn cord is flipping out. Stay connected. Yes, allow it to access photos and videos. Fuck your mother. All right, we're smooth on the phone, ladies and gentlemen. We're smooth on the phone. All right, we're back to this goddamn primitive technology. And oh my God, the iPhone works so much better. Oh, it's so weird. I wish I could just transfer the damn audio. I don't know why I have this mic still. I guess I'll just leave the mic here because it makes me feel official. Makes me look like I'm, feel like I'm doing some semblance of an organized show here. God damn it. Oh, fuck. Don't know what is going on with the damn, the settings there. It's very fucking weird, ladies and gentlemen. Very strange and very weird, and I'm disappointed now. All right, because I had videos and articles I wanted to pull up. What's up, Dirtweed? There you go. It is the shit show again. It's that iPhone shit show. God damn it. All right. The webcam just can't hack it. I don't know what has gone on with the damn webcam. I'm glad to be hanging out back with the Outrage crew. Detailing, all right, the Durham probe expanding to Pentagon office that contracted FBI spy Stephen Halper. Oh, God, and I wish I could show you the ghoulish faces of these individuals. All right. The Durham probe is expanding. The leftists are grandstanding. All right. Trying to desperately get some public support behind the whole theater show there with the impeachment and the pretend play politics little program there. The impeachment and the debates. We're gonna go on and debate how much more money we can carve up from the tax cattle. And speaking of the tax cattle, what's up, dude? I was watching my back outside the fourth wall. All right, I don't know if I don't know if you're on your way to confront the outraged chancellor. What's up, Logan McKay? On some stuff. I'm on some of that natty light, dude, and Dragon Energy. Oh my God. Oh, that's some of that good stuff. Yeah, David says all the impeachment stuff is very boring and like a soap opera, of course. Of course, because they have nothing. There's no goddamn drama of any of it. We're just going to wheel out these witnesses and see how bad we can fail this time. Oh, God. Who are the people that are watching this? Not many of them. Just the hopeful leftists there with the, their Dorito fingers. All right. Taking a break from their long day of Xbox playing and playing around with their dicks. Logan McKay says, is this American politics? Well, we make fun of the politics because they're all criminals who steal your money and call it taxes. All right, this is the libertarian anarchist utopia known as the Outrage Battleship. All right, I'm your host, the Outrage Chancellor. All right, and I give nightly speeches on the deck of the Outrage Battleship. Usually it's with some better webcam technology. All right, but now I'm on my iPhone SE because the webcam has failed me for the first time in a long time. All right, and it's fine, dude. I don't know what the hell kind of settings that the OBS demands. The OBS is very goddamn finicky and Jewish in nature. And your settings aren't good enough. You didn't set the settings correctly. It reminds me of, It reminds me of working catering events, and you got to set the place settings correctly with the appropriate placement of the forks and then the goddamn spoon and the coffee cup. And what's up, Rick Cheeseman? Logan McKay says he's British. British, a British chap. How the fuck are you doing? Oh, we were gonna watch the damn video of Fredo with his failed phone stunt. God damn it! And now we're just gonna stare at the outraged chancellor. All right, what up, Norse Viking? Logan, how do you feel about not getting Brexit? Not getting your fair voting result that you voted in? You're not getting it. The EU knows better, don't they? They know what you should do. Yes, you need migrants. More migrants. Yes, they're lovely people. They're coming in. Just accept your demographic replacement. It's fine. If you have any problem with the demographic replacement, you're a demon. All right? Because it's not okay to be white and have your own culture. All right? What up, Norse Viking? And I'm going to let you guys into, what it takes to bridge the political divide. All right, with the leftists. All right, what it gets to change hearts and minds. All right, and I experienced this in the last couple of days. What it takes, all right, to bridge the political divide is what the outraged chancellor has been engaged in. All right, I matched up. I got a Bumble match on the dating apps there. All right, and I've had a very, very fruitful engagement with a young lady. All right, last night and today, and turns out after we engaged in the behavior, we started talking politics, and she said she had left the last dude she was with because he voted for Trump, and then I said I voted for Trump and that I was an anarchist. And she said, well, when you say it, it seems like you have a lot better rationale. He was just all about Trump. And she started making all these excuses. And that's what it takes, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to bridge the gap on politics, you got to bridge that gap with your dicks. All right? You got to sling some good dick. What up, sweet chin? You got to really bring it home. All right, and whatever it takes, dude. Whatever it takes to last longer, whether or not you double up on the socks, or you think about the least sexy thing you can imagine, or you think about baseball, right? You think about Jose Canseco and Mark McGwire when they were the Bash Brothers. You think about whatever you have to. You go to your happy place. I think about the mission of defending Western civilization, because that keeps my dick hard, but it I don't finish, because we don't stop fucking until the enemy is vanquished. All right, and they're groveling before us. All right, and so we get in there, we fuck them good, we fuck them hard. All right, and that's the final solution that Hitler could never accomplish. He never had a good dick slinging game. All right, the Jewish women wanted no part of it. All right, he was a vegetarian. He was low energy. All right, not a lot of vitamin B12. He saved up all his energy all day long for that one angry speech per day, and the rest of the day he was just emaciated and couldn't convince any Jewish women to bang him. And it's just it doesn't lead to an effective final solution. The effective final solution is some consensual fucking that bridges the political gap. Oh my God. And then she said she was a feminist. And I quickly countered with, I'm for equal opportunity, but we have to understand that men and women are fundamentally different, and the WNBA really sucks. Is this light like fluctuating back here? Seems like there's a damn, whether I lean in and out, it's like a fucking weird white balance that's happening. Oh my God, we're all on MDMA. Tax Kettle says, I'd rather separate into ethno states. Well, dude, that's very gay. That's very gay and collectivist. All right, it's about ideas. Norse Viking says, this is probably old news, but did anyone else hear about the black students at Syracuse demanding segregation? Yes, I had that goddamn video queued up. But I'll just read the article here. I'll just read the article for you. And Tax Kettle, in a very gay collectivist stance, just says, no, it's about race. Even though individuals can be very high IQ and defend Western civilization within other races. And you should never judge individuals based on their racial grouping. All right? Otherwise, you're just turning people off to your cause and seeming like a knuckle-dragging moron. All right, so black students at Syracuse U protest in favor of self-segregation. Students occupying campus building until demands are met. Oh my God, you have some very poofy afro, poofy gut individuals here looking very distraught. All right, because nobody wants to fuck them. All right, they're very muffin topped. All right, they're very nappy headed. In a move that would have Martin Luther King Jr. rolling over in his grave, black students at Syracuse University have taken over a campus building and are demanding the school allow them to opt out of rooming with white students in the college dorms. The general consensus is that black students, and we're talking specifically on behalf of black students, may feel safer and better rooming with other black students rather than saying the same race has an implementation of a profile system or a portal system. That includes interest as well as race. A representative of the group, #NotAgain, SU, declared. They don't feel safe with the white students, all right? Apparently they haven't looked at the crime statistics that, racial crimes are like 10 to 1 black to white versus the other way around. And here goes Tax Cattle's attempt at philosophy here, the pathetic attempt at philosophical rumination. Have you ever asked yourself why you have been taught what you were taught? As if I missed, the secret, the secrets of, Nazism and assuming people's capacity based on their race and demographic grouping. Oh boy. Simplistic, dumbed down thinking, dude. I didn't miss that secret piece of information because I had the wool pulled over my eyes in public school. I'm an anarchist libertarian, atheist. I've shed 98% of all the cultural programming that's come my way, dude. What are you talking about? Oh, but I'm missing the secrets because I don't uniformly hate Jews and blacks. Oh, you believe what the government taught you? No, I don't. You moron. The government didn't tell me that they were evil. They didn't tell me that they were the one evil institution that operates on coercion. And you are not smart. Well, no, thank you for, dousing my hopes and dreams with that blanket statement. Oh my God, thank you for illuminating me. Oh, the secrets. I should just believe in Nazism and punching people in the face and executions. Oh my God. Sweetchin says, Nick, to be fair, anarchy is being peddled by the status quo. Oh no. Do you know what the status quo is? It's a euphemism for the political establishment. We have a big giant government. What up, trees? We have a big giant government. It's weighing on our chest. What are you talking about? There's nothing mainstream about anarchism, dude. Anarchy is portrayed as the, like the Purge movies. And no, Nick is not 35. That's blasphemy. All right, his hairline is only 35. All right, his actual body is 29. Oh, God, with this horseshit. The political establishment has been pushing right-leaning people to be ANCAP since the 1950s? What? The fuck are you looking at? They've been pushing them to be neocons and warmongers and have endless war. And be okay with a big spy state because, oh, the terrorists are going to get us and they hate us for our freedoms. Alan James says, so what are your output settings? I haven't changed them at all. I think the bit rate was 3000 and the keyframe was 2. David says neocons are ANCAP? Ah! A big giant enforcement of military that's coercively funded is anarcho-capitalist? How dumb are these assumptions, dude? You guys know better than this. So you're pretending like you've never heard me talk before. Oh, the status quo is anarcho-capitalist. It's old news, dude. I mean, we just have this big giant government that's just unchained, and they're just debasing the currency and runaway inflation and hundreds of trillions in unfunded liabilities, and we're basically living in an anarcho-capitalist paradise right now. It's the status quo. They've been pushing us toward it. Not one mainstream person has even talked about anarchy or even been serious whatsoever about reducing the size of the state. David says, but they aren't fully ANCAP, but they are for free trade and open borders. Well, yeah, borders wouldn't matter if we didn't have a big giant welfare state and a big government. Wouldn't matter. And you could go around and engage in business with the high IQ people you want to be around and make your own group through voluntary associations, and nobody else could infringe upon your life. You can go live where the fuck you want, start your business, provide your value, live your goddamn life. And nobody else has the leverage to infringe upon you as long as you defend yourself and you have some tools to do that. The fuck are you guys talking about? There's nothing mainstream about anarcho-capitalism, or nobody's pushing right-leaning people to be more anti-government. Even the most conspiracy-minded people like Alex Jones, he's not an anarchist, he's a minarchist. Sweet Chin says, right, only all the music based on liberation and being wild and anarchist. But yeah, you're right, Nick. That's not anarchist. That's the fake idea of liberal. That, like, it's just uninhibited hedonism. And that's what, part of the impulse of the 60s counterculture movement was freedom of the individual and anti-war. And then that just got co-opted into big government communism. And that's how you be a good liberal. And that's how you just take all the drugs and do all the sexual debauchery and just engage in all of it and check out and just support the big government. There's nothing degenerate about anarchy. You get the big government out of the way, you get the public schools out of the way, you have your children, you can handpick the schools where they're trained at, or they're educated at, or you can homeschool your children, and you can limit the amount of debauchery. And there won't be all this, publicly funded, entertainment that goes to the lowest common denominator. Anarchy is degenerate. No. You know what's degenerate? Having people who claim to be your representatives ruling over you. That's cave people bullshit. All right? That's, leftover caveman DNA where we need a daddy to watch over our behavior because we don't think we can have personal responsibility and be free. There's nothing degenerate about not having people ruling over you and having legitimate individual freedom. Doesn't mean you don't have discipline. It doesn't mean you don't have personal responsibility. There's nothing inherent within the system of anarchism that leads to any of that. It's based on your own choices and how you set up your life and how you raise your family. And tax cattle, again, acting superior with no facts or no evidence. Oh, you believe in evolution. You're not woke on the flat earth, sky daddy vision of the world. Alan James says, Nick, is your encoder set to NVNC new? Let me check. I closed out OBS. What's up, Florida Stacker? We're back on this phone. We had some goddamn webcam troubles. And Tax Cattle, just in self-referential fashion, says, I am your superior, with no facts, no evidence, no backing up of any claims. All right, he just enjoys, sitting and sniffing his own farts and pretending that anything he ever says makes any sense. Sweet Chin says, anarchy depends on the non-aggression principle. Non-aggression principle isn't realistic. You're a utopian. You operate under the non-aggression principle every single day of your life. You do it. So don't tell me it's unrealistic. Do you go around throwing elbows at people to get what you want in everyday life? Bruh? Do you go around throwing kicks? Are you a Muay Thai expert? All the non-aggression principle means is you don't initiate violence to get what you want, which you don't do. You act upon it every single day. The only institution that systematically violates the non-aggression principle is the government. Why are you people so hell-bent on worshiping the state? It's so goddamn gay. Oh my God, we must have the ruling overlords above us. We must. And you're just toddlers in a little baby pen. We must have someone rule over us. We need a big giant state. The status quo is anarchy, and neocons are anarchists, and we're on a flat earth, and God created everything. Well, who's God? I don't know. Do I have any evidence? No. I don't have any evidence for anything, but I'm pissed off. And I'm superior. What is going on in the chat tonight, dude? You guys are batshit insane. Damn it. Am I making no fucking progress ideologically with you people? Have we come to no understandings? God damn it, this is the deck of the Outrage Battleship. I'm going to make everybody walk the plank tonight. Damn it. I can't go around, long dicking everybody in the Outrage Battleship in order to bring them around to my political ideas. Oh my God. You're all working the plank tonight. Another natty light. Oh, let me look at the settings in OBS. Good God. So, what are the encoder settings you were saying, Alan James? Hardware NVNC new. Oh. And then it set the keyframe interval to 0. Oh my God. I'm sure that would change things a bit. Perhaps. Oh, there we go, dude. Thank you for pointing that out. All right. And I kind of want to go back to the goddamn, we're flip-flopping here, back and forth from the webcam to the to the phone. I'll thank you, front hole. I will take a shot. I will take a shot. But I kind of wanted to, play videos and shit. I kind of wanted to play videos, but now we're cooking with 15 on the phone stream. God damn it! And I do have the appropriate settings now. Oh, what the hell's going on? Oh, yes. Parental advisory. Explicit content, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the Outrage Chancellor has had a lot of tequila in the past couple of days. All right, and my horizontal bedroom activity is very well done by the tequila. Alan James said, that's probably your issue. Your system couldn't handle it, so now you're passing that processing over to the card. Yeah, that's what it is. Cheers up to the Outrage crew. David says, Nick, I really think you should explore the idea that neoconservatives do push right-leaning people towards libertarianism and ANCAP. Yeah, because they don't like war. Libertarians and ANCAPs are pretty much universally anti-war. And so, yeah, the retardation of neocon activity and wanting to police the planet and push democracy through the point of a gun hasn't really worked out too well. And so we're like, maybe we should try not trying to bully the rest of the goddamn planet. Satirical Rabbit says, war is good for profit. Well, doesn't seem to be working out too well with the whole $20+ trillion in debt. And the only way we could afford to get into the two major world wars there, going into trillions of debt to the Federal Reserve, dude. That's the only way we can afford it. Oh, you were kidding. Okay. You are the Satirical Rabbit. I should have known. You little trickster. You little trickster there. Oh, my God. Oh. Another shot. Jesus Christ. I didn't even take a sip of my second beer, front hole. You generous bastard. I need to get a tripod for my webcam because I like this angle a lot better. It gives me an air of superiority as I look down on the Outrage crew. And I look down my long Jewish nose at the Outrage crew. It feels much better. I feel like my Aryan features are much better suited, all right, when people are looking up at me as if I'm the tyrant. It's very, it's very, what's the kangaroo court? Oh my God, I'm forgetting the damn term. Frontal says, quit stalling and do a shot. Damn it, I'm going to remember that term here in a second, dude. Kafka-esque. That's what I was looking for. It's very Kafka-esque, as if I'm, running the kangaroo court, looking down and giving you a sentence. How about you're gonna die in prison, plebeian? How about that, Roger Stone? You lied to the criminals in government. Well. You thought you could get away with it, didn't you? Oh, no. You're gonna die in jail. Oh, don't lie to us. Oh, Roger. Oh, Roger, you thought you could just get Trump elected? You thought you could just go on Alex Jones and spit some truth about Hillary Clinton's criminal activity? Oh, no. We don't allow anybody to get away with that. And then, Roger Stone, he's going to be, Roger Stone, he's going to be Epstein now. My God. Somebody's going to sneak in and just break that, monster-looking, neck of fucking Roger Stone and, maybe scalp him with that, the hairline has already started with Roger Stone. They can just scalp that Nazi right up good. Good night. Damn it. Free Roger Stone. Give him a pardon. Cheers to the Outrage crew. Satirical Rabbit says, Chancellor Nick, are you going to groom us into your private army? Are you the big boss of libertarianism? Yes. I'm the leader of the individuals. I'm the head honcho individual. There's nothing collective about the Outrage commune. All right, we're a bunch of, rational-minded individuals, except tax cattle, who thinks that, we're all, white. And he just wants to reduce us to our skin color. All right, we have no thoughts or ideas of our own. We're just white. That's all we are. And my finger is wet, and I'm having trouble scrolling on the phone. God damn it. David says the state wants right-leaning young men to accept social liberalism and open borders and free markets. And if it means they want to shrink the state, who cares? It's no threat to the state. Wanting to shrink the state is no threat to the state. Are you even thinking before you type? Anti-government sentiment is the number one threat to the government. What are you talking about? If you maintain the Second Amendment, you maintain the First Amendment, and you spread the idea of radical anti-government sentiment, that is the biggest threat to the state, because then nobody trusts their propaganda, and we're seeing that more and more. Skeezer says, Nick, stop making the nut face to the camera. Well, I'm glad you're fantasizing about what the outraged chancellor's face looks like when he climaxes. All right, and that's a good place to be mentally. All right, you should stay there. You should stay in that place mentally. All right, it's a good place to think about the chancellor and think about, your rightful position in the outraged battleship. Just sit back and fantasize. And it seems like the goddamn lights are changing in the background. I'm getting redder and, paler and by the second. David says, atomized autists who want to make a stateless utopia is not a threat. If you have millions upon millions of well-armed individuals who trust nothing that the government says and don't obey orders, that's a problem for the state. That's what we can get if we spread the word with passion and vigor. Raw Dog says, Nick, you look like a young David Koresh. What's up, Raw Dog, by the way? And I have heard that before. All right. It's fine. David says the number one threat to the government is strong families and cohesive communities with good pay and faith in God. Well, none of those things are mutually exclusive to having a free society. And those family structures can live right alongside the debaucherous individuals if they're not forced into the same institutions. If some dude just wants to be a single guy who fucking strung out on heroin and fucking everything he sees, then let him do his thing. As long as he's not trying to fuck your kid. As long as he's not teaching your public school, lectures. What effect does it have on you? You just want to moralize and control other people's behavior. What's up, Burgess? David says free markets and open borders destroy families and communities. What in the fuck are you talking about, dude? Free markets destroy families? Maybe when the taxes get so high that both parents have to work in order to maintain a household or any decent standard of living, and they have to throw their kid in daycare and send them off to public school. That's a problem for families, and they can't afford it. That's the problem. And that's brought on by the goddamn taxation, dude. Why? What is your lust for hanging on to the state? What is the value of the state? We've already had this experiment where we had the smallest state in human history. We had radical goddamn prosperity through the Industrial Revolution, and it all went to shit. Now we're in the tumbling fall of the American Empire. Satirical Rabbit says, Nick, can we finally address the elephant in the room? Why do you look like Luke from We Are Change? Also, thoughts on eco-fascism. I don't know who Luke is from We Are Change. I don't know, dude. I don't watch these kind of gay things. Eco-fascism. Well, it's the demonization of carbon dioxide. Okay, a nice little periodical element that's essential to photosynthesis and the continued functioning of the plant life on the planet. All right, and it's not bad for plants, dude. It's not bad for the ocean. A little warming never hurt anybody, dude. All right, I'm enjoying the warming I've experienced here in California, although it has rained and been cold the past couple of days. And I'm not pleased. I'm not. It's not pleasing. All right, I don't give a goddamn if the oceans rise a little bit, you know. Come on. Let's lower the price of that oceanside real estate. All right, so the outraged chancellor can get a nice little bungalow overlooking the ocean. All right, as all the climate change neurotics flee. But the eco-fascism is where they use the state to demonize carbon footprints and use it as a justification to topple regimes and limit other countries' ability to, have their own industrial revolution and limit, the continued production of energy, so they can control which countries are prosperous and which countries are not. And they can put a cap on the production of other countries, and then they can step in and, tinker around with things. Oh, yes. We love our little tinkering. We love our grand chessboard, ladies and gentlemen. Alan James says, what's with you guys wanting a stable community that looks out for people and a safe environment for children? Oh, all things that are destroyed by the existence of the government. There are no safe communities when you have a government that facilitates, the single mom state and the absentee father state, and they got gangs roaming around and de-arming people from stopping these mass shooters, stopping the deterrent for any of these goddamn criminals who just want to go on the street and play the knockout game. Oh, isn't it fun? Just run around and knock children around. Knock old men around. Isn't it fun? And nobody's going to stop me because nobody's armed. Nobody has a concealed carry because they have to go and beg to the tyrants in the government to let them have it. Oh, and you're talking about, well-functioning communities and children. The biggest evil purveyed by the state, other than war and other than the welfare state, is the public school system. Good luck. Good luck keeping your kid out of, debauchery. All right, when they're in there teaching them about anal sex and having the drag queen story time. Bring on the gimp. Bring in the gimp. Dude. Oh my God. And is my browser gonna freeze? This is what your child hears. When they go to public school. And the plug was not plugged in and it ruined my joke.
The gimp. The gimp's sleeping.
Keep them kids in here.
I guess you just have to go wake them up now, won't you?
Public school. Oh, healthy communities. Oh, we're gonna make you real healthy. Oh my God. Raw Dog says, who didn't go to public school? Yeah, exactly. As you can see, the mass debauchery pervading the country. Hasn't worked out too well, and nobody's really questioning the power structures. It took Epstein for people to be like, maybe something's awry here. And even still, people are on, talking about Dancing with the Stars and the new Tesla truck. Did anybody see the new Tesla truck? Oh my God, it looked like a goddamn rolling tanning bed. Anybody who sends their kid to public school is an idiot. You idiot. You're just asking to have your kid brainwashed and rebel against your authority because they identify more with their psychotic peer group that are locked up in the same brainwashing center as they are. And so they develop this resentful attitude toward, anyone who has, any veneer of authority. Excuser says, anyone who says that doesn't have kids. You can make the choice to not send them to the public school. David says, people who don't send their kids to private school are often poor. Don't send them to private school either. Private school often is not very much better. Homeschooling is the best option. Impart your culture to your children. Why did you have them if you aren't going to do that? I get it takes a bunch of sacrifice. And I haven't had to, make any kind of, sacrifice near that as a single man. That's why I don't have kids yet. I know I'm going to have to sacrifice a whole hell of a lot in order to impart the wisdom that is necessary to my children. All right. I haven't gotten married and had kids yet because I'm on the hunt for, a super thick Nicki Minaj-like individual with a British accent who wants to homeschool my children and teach them that taxation is theft. All right, lesson 1. The government is evil. Oh, Nick's kids are going to be schooled at Fourth Wall. Oh my God. Come on, kids. That might be worse than Drag Queen Story Hour. Going and watching open mic comedy. Burgess says, a lot of people talk about homeschooling, but wouldn't your kid miss out on social interactions? No, they don't have to. I mean, you can still have them try out for the sports teams. From what I understand, you can still have them try out for the sports teams. They can still hang out with their friends after school. There's nothing that prevents them from doing that. They're just not locked up in the same, propaganda centers. And with a fresh perspective they're going to make different friends versus if they're locked up in the damn, in the indoctrination center. I probably didn't read your earlier comments, Satirical Rabbit. The comments are flowing fast, and I got to scroll back on the phone to go back in time and read them. And I'm feeling like I kind of want to shift back to the webcam now that we got it all figured out. Because I wanted to show some goddamn videos here. Satirical Rabbit says, Nick, will you ever start to realize that international Jewry is a threat to us and we must start our war against them soon, or we might kiss the West goodbye? Time to clean up the mess, just saying. Well, what does that look like for you? Are you going to go to the bagel shop and start throwing elbows? Are you going to find that, are you going to go looking for some short Jews and just stomp on their little squirmy toes there? Are you going to learn some Krav Maga and learn how to compete on their level and start kicking Jews in the nuts? You're going to have some pinpoint accuracy to find those nuts. All right. What's your plan for combating international Jewry? They seem to be taking advantage of the state. And if we get rid of the state, or at least drastically reduce it, we drastically reduce the power of the Jews and their control over the Goyim. David says the Jewish question can be resolved with Christianity making a comeback. Correct. Christians have to have in-group preference, which means taking their principles seriously and not pushing the metaphysics on everybody, because that has failed. The metaphysics pitch, not working. It's not working, dude. Nobody believes in the Sky Daddy that has access to the internet. Or it's radically reducing over time. All right. And so that sales pitch has failed. We need to go with something else about universalizing the principles of thou shalt not steal and actually having a tangible mission of reducing the size of the state and getting your kids out of public school. Tax Kettle says outlaw usury. Let me look up a textbook definition of usury. Would that be like fractional reserve banking? The illegal action or practice of lending money at unreasonably high rates of interest. Well, the only way that works is if you have a monopoly on the banking system. I mean, if you have legitimate competition among banks, if there's a bank lending money at unreasonably high rates of interest, there's just going to be another bank that undercuts them. And you go with that bank instead, and they're going to get all the business if they have a lower interest rate. So it's opening the market of banking to encourage a little competition there. All right? And then you go shopping and you find yourself a bargain. And I was talking on stage tonight about, my grandpa, my good old racist grandpappy, and and Alan James is laughing at me saying that's what happens sarcastically. Do you have an argument? Or are you just gonna talk shit? Why would you think a bank wouldn't undercut unreasonably high interest rates if they didn't have a monopoly stranglehold on the system, if they didn't have Barack Obama by the nuts financially and through his campaign funding? If we wouldn't let the big banks fall and get decimated like they should have, more properly, more ethical acting banks would have risen up in their place. No, David, it's not my faith. David says Nick's faith in the natural competition that arises in human affairs is not brutal monopoly after brutal monopoly is cute. No, here's what it is. People want to make money. People have an incentive to want to make money and dominate the market. That's you're saying, oh, monopolies arise. Well, guess what? New competition arises when they see a flaw in the system. That's what an entrepreneur is. I want to get into this sector. What are the big companies doing wrong that I can do right? How can I make a fuck ton of money? That's what people do. They find a flaw in the system and they make a bunch of money. God damn it. You think people are dumb? David says monopolies can crush upstarts. Not without the control of the government and regulations. If they don't have to comply with a fat stack of regulations, there's no barrier to entry. And they can just do what other companies aren't doing. And they can become legitimate competition. And yes, people are dumb on average, Tax Cattle, yes. All right, but entrepreneurs on average are not dumb. And they see market opportunities. If there's a bank operating in usury, unreasonably high rates of interest, well, that is a market opportunity. If you're not a fatalist who just pretends that the Jews are dominating the world and there's no way to stop them, we just gotta kill them all. Oh, it's so dumb. Outcompete them, dude. Come on. It's not that hard. Offer a better alternative, and we shall win. What comment, Sweet Chin? I don't see a comment up here. I don't see it. The last thing I see from Sweet Chin says Kevin Pollard doesn't want to come back because we roast him too much. He was texting me. He's been under the weather, supposedly. Sweet Chin says, stop ignoring my high IQ. I think it deleted your comments. I don't see your comments. Norse Viking says, competition requires effort. Ain't nobody got time for that. Everybody wants to be filthy fucking rich, dude. If you give entrepreneurs a legitimate market opportunity and lower the barrier to entry and stop having to have people get licenses and comply with all these 500-page stacks of regulations, and if you lower the barrier of entry of being an entrepreneur, people will have much more of an incentive to be entrepreneurs and make a big fucking fat stack of money. Where there is a market opportunity, all right, there is a fortune to be made, and everybody wants to make a goddamn fortune. And you unleash the IQ of the population on a problem, it generally tends to get solved. Oh, good idea. Good idea on James. Let's start a second stream with the new settings here. And God, the lighting looks so red on Streamlabs. It's so gay. All right, let me start a new stream here. Hopefully we can transition, because I got a bunch of videos pulled up, and Alex Jones went off and went and confronted some people, and I want to watch the dumb black segregationalists here. But I don't know. The video looks so crystal clear and smooth on the phone. I would hate to goddamn. Now my browser is freezing up. It's so gay. Rog says, I heard the diamond mining industry works together to control the price of diamonds by making the public think they're scarce when they're not. Well, the diamond market is propelled by incredibly dumb women and rappers. All right, so if we just kill all the women and the rappers, no. I don't know, dude. People like stupid shiny shit. That's why I wear this stupid fucking chain that's $9. All right, but I think it kind of looks cool, and so I wear it. All right. Yeah, Norse Viking says, ugh, kill for shiny rock. Oh my God. No, the stream is not made for children. All right. But it kind of is. When the Outrage Chancellor's not talking about his bumble hookups, we're talking about how children should be homeschooled and the principles they need to know for future generations now. All right, let's see if this runs any goddamn better. Let's see if it runs any better. Copy. Paste. God damn it. All right. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why it doesn't get the damn settings from my YouTube. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know what Hillary is waiting for. I definitely thought she would have announced by now. She may be waiting until the impeachment horseshit goes through, but there doesn't seem to be much hope at all. Nope, it's still giving me the same error. Still giving me the same error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. What the fuck? So dumb, dude. There's absolutely zero reason it should be lagging like that. What in the fuck? And now I don't even know how to shut down this stream before it goes live. I guess I just stopped OBS. God damn it! Well, that didn't work, ladies and gentlemen. Did not work. It did not work. And it's fine. And now people are probably going to go to the wrong live stream. Tree says the new OBS update. Oh, well, thank you, OBS. We couldn't do without it. Fuck. Everything was working fine. God damn it. What is the deal? Who are these people at OBS that just sit around and want to manipulate the Outrage Chancellor stream? What is wrong with these people at OBS? Everything was working fine, dude. I hate updates of any kind. I hate getting update raped. I don't want your fucking update. Go fuck your mother. I want your update like I want a lead pipe in the ass, ladies and gentlemen. Go fuck your mother. I don't want an update on OBS, dude. I want an anarcho-capitalist utopia. I want freedom. I want a gun. I don't have a gun. I need a gun. Oh, you know how happy I would be if I went on stage at the fourth wall with a concealed carry? Do you know how much joy that would give me? As a marauder for Western civilization? As a Clint Eastwood, reincarnation? I want to walk into a saloon with a concealed carry and down some whiskey. I want to take my guns to town, dude. I want to take them to town. I want to get in a duel. I want to have the fastest draw in Hollywood. All right? And nobody make any dick jokes about that. About the fastest draw in Hollywood. Do not make jokes about that. That's off limits. Somebody's walking the plank. I want a gun so bad. God damn it. I just want to, want to defend myself from tax cattle hunting me down. I can't sleep. The tax cattle's after me. He believes in flat earth, all right? So he doesn't believe in airplane travel, all right? Because the earth is not spinning. All right, and so it's very complicated how, you could fly on an airplane and land on a spinning earth, and, it all gets very complicated. All right. But I'd be more than happy to, engage in an outrage duel outside the fourth wall if we have a dispute on stage. Alan James says, Trees, you should stream at midnight LA time. There's nothing good on at that time. Your channel would blow up. Oh my God, we found the perfect time slot, but the wrong chancellor. This chancellor is too fired up for his anarcho-capitalist utopia, and everybody wants to hold on to their, government worship. God damn it. Everybody just wants to take the reins of the evil dragon of the government and be like, I can do it right. We'll do it for the whites. It's so dumb. Who are these people who are super into being white? It makes no goddamn sense. What is your heritage? What is your culture? I'm German and Dutch. I drink and I'm loud and I throw expert level technique with my kicks. I'm making my ancestors proud. I'm not whitewashing them. God damn it. And I was making jokes with the lady I met on Bumble who's from Kentucky. It's a black woman, and she saw my American flag and she was like, you know, that could be weird to some black chicks that come over. And I was like, well, just because you said that, I'm going to give a big Confederate flag for the other side of the wall. And I made multiple South will rise again jokes, and she loved it. Again, if you just sling appropriate dick, you can bridge the gap of politics. Oh, now that's an interesting comment. David says, if Nick was serious about dismantling the American government, he would advocate for an internal war or an economic collapse. Since he doesn't, I'm left to believe he does not believe in his desire to have no government. That's very interesting. I don't know what you mean by internal war, though. Like a civil war? I don't think you should initiate violence. But an economic collapse isn't exactly violence. Now, the outraged chancellor, he does not necessarily have a stake in the current economy. I'm very broke as it stands, and so I'm almost tempted to start trumpeting the virtues of Bernie Sanders' economics. I almost want to be a democratic socialist just so, I can get all the idiots to vote for, the free healthcare and the free college and the free pussy. And we can just get this collapse started. All right, I'm tired of it. Let's get this system out of the way. Now, the outraged chancellor does need guns before the economic collapse happens, and he does need artillery. I'm not prepared. All right, I don't have much of a stake in the current economy. All right, with a brief glance at my bank account, it's pretty scary. All right, one car problem, and the outraged chancellor is fucked. All right, the outraged hatchback, it's very dependable, and we're knocking on the fake wood of my furniture here in the outraged studios. All right. Frontal says, how are you going to get guns with no shoulders? Well, I'm not saying I'm not going to blow my shoulder out of my socket the first time I shoot my AR-15. I'm not saying that. I probably will. The kickback is probably going to be very surprising to the outraged chancellor the first time he lets off a shot. But I'll get used to it. But that's very interesting, David. At this point, I was playing around with that idea the other night at the end of the American Empire stream about how I can't even convince the outraged crew that the government is evil and taxation is theft. How am I supposed to convince the normies? How are we supposed to get this ideological revolution started if the outraged crew isn't even on board with taxation being theft? God damn it. So it seems like the only option is an economic collapse to reset things. So maybe we should just vote the cultural Marxist in power and let them take the rap for it. We shouldn't, maybe we shouldn't vote Trump in 2020 and let him catch all the rap when the Federal Reserve raises interest rates and implodes the economy. And then it all gets blamed on capitalism. And then, a big socialist tyranny comes in. Maybe we should give Bernie a shot. David says, well, the idea that you can have an advanced first world society without any kind of government is really something you have to prove. I'm not buying it. The majority of the successful parts of the economy operate outside of government control. There's nothing that the government oversees that the government makes radically more profitable. Like the exchange online of ideas, the exchange online of products and services and currency, all happens without facilitation of the government. Sure, they oversee it. They get in the way. They fuck the system up plenty. But the government doesn't help you buy things on eBay or Amazon. It just kind of happens by virtue of people wanting to be rich and wanting to create a system that works for people. The majority of our interactions do not involve the government. So we operate on the non-aggression principle all day long. We don't go around, like tax cattle trying to beat each other's ass because, people disagree with us. We don't, go twisting people's arms and wrapping them up in triangle chokes because they don't want to buy our products or services. It just kind of works. There's an exchange of value. So we operate on this system on a daily basis, and the government just like a tick on our neck just sucks some of the prosperity out of us and continues to grow and grow and grow. Satirical Rabbit says the Outrage crew needs to become a private army of mercenaries and wipe out the bugs like exterminators, explode mutant worms that are beneath us like in Tremors, kill the parasite from host now. Dude, I love the Tremors movie. Oh my god. I did have nightmares about the Tremors movie when I was little. Alright, those big goddamn worms under the earth are very scary to a young man. Alright, but I get your goddamn analogy. But it has to be a self-defensive war. Alright? We can't go around just thinking we're badass by exterminating people. It's all very gay. That's the Hitler way of life. And if my goddamn OBS worked right now, I would pull up a clip from the movie Tremors and we could all have a goddamn nostalgia climax together. But we can't. God damn it. Satirical Rabbit says, screw the rules of engagement. Well, we have to maintain our principles. Or else what else do we have? Or else we're just animals. We're just knuckle-dragging animals that, subscribe to rules for radicals and by any means necessary, and it's all the will to power Machiavellianism. And then nobody has any moral ground to stand on if it's all this will to power, fuck you, I'm going to dominate you attitude. There has to be a higher moral order that we're going towards. And I would think the Christians would agree with this. All right, but they've been losing the culture war for so long, it seems like they're throwing their hands up in the air and just being like, fuck it, let's embrace Hitler. And it's like, what the fuck? Thank you, front hole. I was wanting another shot. We're not Hitler! All right? We get it, the government are trimmer worms. If they impede on your territory, defend your territory, God damn it! And we'll take a shot when the Outrage Chancellor returns. I gotta take an Outrage piss. And my browser is lagging. It's lagging uncontrollably. God damn it. Alright, I shall return. tell the outrage chancellor is much happier now that he engaged in some sexual activity. All right. Feels very good. All right. The first position we did was 69ing. And I know the outrage chancellor has said, you know, before he doesn't enjoy cunnilingus, but it was very enjoyable. All right. And my hands may or may not still smell like that vaginal situation. This is not a stream for children. This stream is not safe for children. Oh my God. Cheers up to the outrage crew. Cheers up to you. Oh, I love that agave. It burns so good. We gotta get another night light. That's what we need to do. We all need to get together and convince our friends to vote for Bernie so we can get a nice little economic collapse. Either that or what else are we going to do? I mean, are we just going to trust Trump to cut government in the next 4 years? I don't know. I kind of trust Donald Trump. I kind of trust him. I want to trust him. He's so funny. Nick's commitment to social liberalism is really a guarantee that he cannot really advocate for Western civilization as he calls it. Why? Why can't you engage in some goddamn, sexual activity and until you're married, until you find the woman you want to marry and have children with, why can't you have some goddamn fun? Seems irrelevant. David says conservatism builds and maintains society. Well, you know what doesn't build and maintain society? Marrying women that you don't want to be marrying to. And I said that sentence wrong. I said marrying to, and that didn't make grammatical sense. Let me rephrase. Marrying women that you don't actually want to be married to because you are more married to the idea of being married and thinking that that's the best thing. And then you get jaded towards marriage because you end up in a loveless marriage. You end up resenting your children. You end up getting divorced and poisoning the minds of your children as they're abused and traumatized as they're going through your divorce. Alan James says, Nick, try restarting your PC while you ain't using it. Alrighty. I had all these goddamn tabs pulled up, so I'm going to lose all the tabs. I wish I could save my session. I don't know how to save my session in fucking Chrome. Very goddamn annoying. Very annoying. I wish I could just save the session and reopen the tabs when I restart the computer. Alright. And it's fine, dude. Let's try it. And I restarted my computer last night. It's not like I just keep it on and abuse my computer. I do need to get some anti-malware software. I need to, I need to get malware bites or and do some like cleaning on the computer there. Get all the bugs taken care of. Tax Council says if women were property, there would be no divorce. Oh my God. If they're property, do you engage in marital rape? Maybe Tax Cattle should move to Saudi Arabia. I think he'd like it there more. He could go and assault people in the streets, He could have his women on a leash. and everything would be fine. Satirical Rabbit says, Nick, are you using a Windows 95 desktop? No! I'm using the technology that the wonderful Alan James has bestowed upon me, and it's all his fault. Dirtweed says, need to sample the goods before the purchase. Well, that's the thing. If I meet a woman and I recognize her as potential marriage material, as I wipe my sweaty nose off here, if I meet a woman and recognize her as potential marriage material, I would be willing, all right, to engage in some courtship. All right, I would be willing to engage in, the traditional, take her out on multiple dates and get to know her and have an extended courtship before we get engaged physically. All right, but these chicks I meet on the dating app, it's just like we're getting together, we're drinking, we're talking shit, we're having fun, and we're engaging in some goddamn horizontal dancing. And we're just, sharing in some hormonal relief. And you gotta recognize the value of that. All right, at least as a man. As a woman, I mean, you get your rocks off, but it's easy. All you have to do is say yes. But the achievement of a man to engage in the occasional conquest there, as you're looking for your bride, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Oh my God, David is the ultimate buzzkill. He goes to the swinger parties and tells everybody they're immoral and they need Jesus. Oh, you are doing some good for Western civilization. I can't deny that. You are doing some good. All right. You are doing some good. All right, but you could go to the leftist conventions and say that taxation is theft and probably be achieving the same result. And if you have some confidence and some dragon energy about you, you could probably get laid by some of the crazy leftist women. I'm just saying. You get that little ancillary benefit there. All right, so let's try to open up the OBS again and see what happens. But swingers are generally not attractive, and they're pretty, they're pretty disgusting. There used to be a show called Real Sex on HBO, and it would detail and document like these swinger cults, and it was so disgusting. As a young man who was wanting to see some debauchery on the television and snuck into the front room and watched the HBO, all right, while his parents were asleep. I was very disappointed by the husky and disgusting physiques of these individuals engaged in the swinger activity. All right, let's see here. We have OBS up. All right. New stream. Let's see if it still gives me the goddamn errors. Burgess says, I have doomed all leftist women to a world of unattractiveness in which they will hate what they want the most. You have doomed all leftist women. Are you conjuring some Satanist, activity there? What's happening? You can just imagine Burgess in person saying, I have doomed you. I have doomed you leftist women. as he unloads in the swamp. As he unloads in the swamp, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We've engaged the live stream. It says excellent connection to this point. Yeah, it says excellent connection. Looks like you're ready to stream. It looks excellent. Oh my God. We may be switching over to the webcam here. All right, let's switch over to the webcam. Old no restart Nick. Oh my God. The restart has worked. Although I will miss the upward angle. All right, I'll miss my tyrannical position as the chancellor here. I do look substantially more tired and drunk on the straight on angle, and it's fine. All right, I do want to show some damn videos here. All right, let's check it out. All right, we're live on the webcam and it says excellent connection. This is the Outrage Dictator angle signing off. All right, join the new stream here.